Man, you can't miss a minute of this show. Eric's not going to remember any of this show after that pummeling with baseballs to the skull. We got to watch you all night long, not let you fall asleep. Right? Is that right, Dr. Mike?
I'll do a psych assessment later.
Oh, see, look at that.
Yes, Dr. Mike is in studio with us. Dr. Mike Dow from that sex show that's going to premiere this coming Monday at 11 o'clock on the East and in the West. You guys are doing 2 live shows.
Two shows a night.
Yeah, actually 3, because from the first one, we then go to the internet show, logotv.com, where we can be a little
racier,
naughtier, with demonstrations using Katie Morgan.
So if people call up during the show, and you're like, you know what, you need to call back for the internet show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Happens a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure it will.
And you are pretty much the brains of the bunch, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess so. I hope Dougal Frosty is not listening, but yeah, I'd say
Dougal Frosty. Yeah.
Oh, Dougal's listening right now.
Well, Dougal is the psychic, right?
Yes, a clairvoyant.
Yeah, the clairvoyant.
Or dark magic, as you said to him. He's still talking about that.
Master of the dark magic.
Yes, he is the master of dark.
He basically connects people with their soul, third eye.
Well, he makes a lot of predictions, so it's really interesting when people call up and have a relationship question for me, and well, I don't know what the answer is in the future, but sometimes he does, so it's interesting.
So you give them what they should do right now, and then he'll tell them if it's even worth trying.
Yeah. Dr. Michael said, here's what I think you should, and Dougal will go, don't even bother, because I'm sensing that this girl is not for you. She's got another boyfriend on the side.
If she was for you, the advice the doctor gave you is
spot on.
Perfect.
But she's not.
My advice is boring, and he just says, she's cheating on you.
I can see it. And her aura is purple, which is bad.
So you were a part of the popular show Couples Therapy that was on VH1.
Yes, the Courtney Stodden and Doug show, as I like to call it for season 2.
What do they call themselves when they combine themselves?
Dorkney.
Yeah.
Dortney?
Oh, yeah, Dortney.
Yes.
Oh, my Lord. Yeah, showing up at dinner in a bikini. All that happened, right?
It all happened. The house is sort of like Big Brother. So, I'm there 12 hours a day, just sort of watching the feed in all the rooms, waiting to go in and do couples therapy on, Alex McCord's bedroom floor.
So it'll be like you're watching monitors, or a producer will come in and go, oh my God, so-and-so's having a meltdown. Dr. Mike, get in there right now.
Yes, and we also watched Doug lick Courtney's toes, but since she was still a minor, we decided that we should not show that on television. But we were all watching.
Wow.
Well, what's weird about that is she's like emancipated, or her parents signed her off, so technically she's not a minor, but yet she...
Well, she's still... there's still rules that you can't show it on television because she is a minor in a sexual position.
Yeah. Oh, my God. And he was also on there with your boy Nick Ritchie.
Yeah, Nick Ritchie's a buddy of mine, Nick and Shane. How do you ever keep track? Is there any follow-up with the couples?
Yeah, I've actually spoken to Nick Ritchie. They're a wonderful couple. I mean, their daughter, Press, is just the cutest thing, and I'm a big fan of Nick and Shane. They actually did a lot of fantastic work on this last season.
No, we were talking about before you came in here. We were talking about secrets and lies and relationships and all of that stuff. And when couples come to you, what's the biggest reason that they come to you?
Probably affairs. Trust in affairs, and can we get over this? How do we get over this? And it's a really complicated question, and it's a process, and you can help it along, but in a lot of ways, it's just a lot of time as well.
Because we were talking about what's a major secret that you're keeping, and I thought if it's a major secret, it's probably something that if you would reveal, you're breaking up, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
And you can come. You think?
But is it healthy to have secrets in relationships?
I think that there are some white lies, some minor secrets that are certainly okay. I don't think if you think your wife looks terrible in that dress she just bought, I don't think that you should share that information.
But what if she's going to wear it out?
Well, I think it's a very delicate.
She's representing me when she leaves this house. I don't want her looking awful.
Can you? I think you say here's what I say in my relationship. Or what the Italian my lady says to me. I'll say, what do you think about these jeans? And she'll say, turn around. They're just not my favorite. I like the other ones you wear. Your butt looks really great, and the other ones I don't. These aren't my favorite. So it's not like she's not saying I look awful, but she is.
But she's reframing it.
She's reframing it in a very positive way.
And saying, I like the other ones you wore yesterday. Those really had a great. Your butt looked great.
But deep down, it's you look awful.
Well, probably.
With the no-couth way of delivery.
But to stay happy in a relationship, you reframe.
Yeah. And you always want to have a lot more positive things come out of your mouth to your partner than negative. And I think that's probably one of the most difficult things that couples face is that after you've been married for 10 years, you're just spewing out negative criticisms and comments all day long.
Go back to the time in the beginning when you were sweet to me.
I want to ask you, Dr. Mike Dow, you are a respected expert in the fields of relationships, that I saw where Sofia Vergara and her fiance, they had an issue on New Year's Eve, big argument. Don't know what the argument was about, but they are engaged. And now they've decided to go to couples therapy before they get married. Should you, at that point, I mean, I'm thinking, if you are engaged and you need to go to couples therapy, maybe we shouldn't get married.
I think it's a great idea. You know, I tell people that couples therapy is sort of like going to the gym. You want to sort of exercise this muscle even before you get together. I think it's really preventative, and it's as they say, prevention is 9 times the cure. What is it? Prevention is 9.
You're right.
9 tenths of the law.
No, 4 out of 5 dentists like prevention. Yeah, you're right.
You know, so if the couple comes to me when they're at the brink of divorce, it is so hard to undo all of that damage. But if there's an issue, let me tell you, issues surface again and again and again in relationships. It's usually the same fight. It may look different, but what they're fighting about is the same thing they've been fighting about for 10 years, just in a different sort of exterior, right? So if you can sort of resolve that early on, then you don't have to have the same fight for 10 years.
I like that, comparing it to going to the gym, learning. It's like learn muscle memory.
What is this gym you guys talk about? Who is gym?
There are machines and you sweat.
Oh, those workout places.
But I like that because then you learn. You're training yourself. Like when you want to immediately go to the negative place when you're in a relationship, maybe about something, and you go from couples therapy. You go, all right, I never get anywhere with her when I say it that way, or I never get anywhere with him when I say it that way. So I'll reframe it.
You're training your heart.
See.
Oh, to hell with that. I mean, I think if you don't have it right there in the beginning, when it is the phase of a relationship that is supposed to be, you know, I love you and I can't stop thinking about you. We're engaged to be married. If we're already having the milestones of blow-ups to the point of I can't be with you, well then this was the warning shot over the bow from the relationship gods to say, hey, get out. Don't waste the time at the gym.
There is a lot of chemistry in the beginning that does make relationships so easy and effortless, and it should be
because it's all that dopamine and serotonin.
That's right. Well, what's interesting? Here's the interesting part: in the first 3 to 6 months, your dopamine goes high, so you feel excited and you want to have a lot of sex, but your serotonin goes low, so you feel anxious and obsessive. Right? Have you ever had that where you meet somebody new and you're obsessed with them?
You just can't stop.
But then what happens is those brain chemicals reverse. So at about 3 to 6 months, your serotonin goes high, but your dopamine goes low. So you feel a lot of peace and connection, but you don't feel a lot of that excitement. So it actually makes some of that work a lot more conscious, and you actually have to make the effort.
But if that's how do I get the
people can probably get addicted to that feeling of dopamine in the beginning, so that they're chronic. It's like
that's what sex addiction is, and especially the male brain is very prone to that because the male brain loves dopamine a lot more than the female brain does. So what happens is men often will misinterpret high dopamine beginning phases of love as love. And when that begins to fade at 3 to 6 months, they say, oh, well, I'm not in love with her anymore. That's not true. What they are doing is they are misinterpreting that first phase of love as being in love. Here's the really good news, and here's the really cool part. We found in brain scans that about 20% of couples who've been married over 20 years get to what I call the 5th stage of love, where not only is your serotonin high, but your dopamine is high simultaneously. So
that's because you're dying, and the body's protecting itself.
Your brain is firing.
All right, we're going to come right back with more of Dr. Mike Dow from that sex show. The brains of the program is going to happen on Monday.
I'm the looks.
This coming Monday. Oh, wow.
Oh.
Obviously, you're the comedy. We'll be right back with Dr. Mike when we come back. If you want to call and have a question for him, we have him here. Use him, abuse him, 1-800-955-5567. We are Heidi and Frank.
That was just a little sample of the Heidi and Frank Show on 95.5 KLOS. To get more samples like this and hear all the fun we have, you can do that at 955KLOS.com. Now, to get the show in its entirety on demand, And if you want to watch the show, we webcast it every day. All you have to do is go to HeidiandFrank.com and become a premium package member. Do it right now.